And we're going to be talking about faith for the next 8 weeks. And the thing that I hope really comes through is that our faith really should be timeless, right? The same faith that God is looking for from his people today is the same faith that was on display 5,000 years ago and 4,000, 3,000, and 100 years ago. It doesn't matter when you are in history, God has never changed. What he expects from his people doesn't change. And we need to have a timeless faith when we serve a timeless God. And faith is one of those things I think that's built on a relationship. And so this is why sometimes I think it's hard for people to really wrap their arms around and understand exactly what faith is, because it's very personal. It's very much wrapped into a relationship. And it's very hard sometimes to give sort of this definition that's all-encompassing for everybody. Let me just give you an example. Think about in your life the people who you have the most faith in. Okay, not necessarily on the same level that you look at with God, but the people in your life that you trust, that you believe in, that you know how they're going to respond, that you kind of know what to expect from them, right? You know their character. You know that you can rely on them. Think about those people. And I want you to think, those people are probably the people that you're closest to, right? The person that stands out for me, obviously, for me is my wife. I've known her 11 years. We've been married almost 9 years now. We have experienced life together. We have 11 years of shared experience. We've moved across the country. We've created children. We've done all kinds of stuff. We've gone through ups and downs. We've dealt with life together, all of it, all together. Now I kind of know where she's going to be, what makes her tick, how most of the time she's going to react, what is going to please her, what is going to not please her, what she needs from me, what I'm looking for from her. Like, we have this kind of worked out because we have this shared experience through this very intimate relationship. And the same thing could apply to a parent, to a friend, to a brother or sister, whoever you have in your life that you have faith in, that you probably, it's because you have somewhat of an intimate relationship with them. And it's really honestly no different with God. We're going to spend 8 weeks talking about what faith looks like. We're going to look at literal examples from the Bible that come out of the Old Testament. And in each one of these people, the reason that they have the faith they have is because over a long period of time, they developed an intimate relationship with God. Sometimes we think I could never be like Moses. He held a staff out and parted an ocean so that way the Israelites could walk across dry land and escape Egypt. But what we don't think about is the fact that he spent 40 years out there in the desert, and then had a conversation with a burning bush, and then went into Egypt and defied the most powerful man in the world day after day after day after day. And he watched God do things that made absolutely zero sense, except for the fact that it was God. And by the time he got to that place, he had such faith that God was going to save the Israelites that it was going to be one way or the other. Either the earth was going to open up and swallow the Egyptians, or that ocean was going to part. And when God said, hold that staff out and part the waters, he did it, and he had the faith for it because it was built up over a long period of time. And I think if you're looking for a quick fix to your faith, you will not find it. This is a solid, timeless faith that is continually growing, that is fully developed, is developed over time in relationship through intimacy.